This research action plan has three main goals. These are the evolving definition of literacy, understanding literacy in the 21st century, and the relevance of information, communication and technology in the classroom and its influence on literacy. The traditional definition of literacy is reading and writing, and this was the sole purpose when teaching literacy. However, as the needs for the 21st century are coming to light, the definition of literacy needs to evolve. The Australian curriculum has created a definition to fit this need. The Australian curriculum has defined literacy as the knowledge and skills needed to access, understand, analyse and evaluate information, make meaning, express thoughts and emotions, present ideas and opinions, interact with others. Not only does this definition encompass reading and writing, but also newer literacy such as information communication technology, visual literacy, and how more traditional forms of writing, such as creative and critical writing, are understood. It displays how students should read, as well as how they view visual literacy and stimuli, as well as for what audience you are writing for.
Broadening of these definitions has been heavily influenced by the augmentation of multimedia. For example, there is a large focus on communication and the expanded audience that has been brought on by globalization. There are different platforms created for sharing ideas, and this broader definition means that teachers have to educate on how things are interpreted. Students need to have the ability to confidently use their comprehension skills to interpret and analyse expression. This has been heavily influenced by the ICT skills that are now required of both students and teachers. Students of the 21st century are now required to expand on the skills and knowledge to navigate multimodal areas such as moving imagery, music and data, and the demand of ICT.
Project-based learning, or PBL, is one strategy used to enhance literacy skills within students. Programs such as PowerPoint, Weebly and Prezi are used to present information and display students' ICT skills. These interactive texts contest the issue of problematic literacy levels in schools. Students are struggling due to inadequate retention rates in memory and processing. Using ICT creates a chance for students to reflect and have a deeper understanding upon critical ideas and themes. Researchers also identified modern society's increasing usage of visuals as a preferable mode of communication. This is where it creates the need to teach visual literacy to students. ICT in the student's home life is also affected by literacy skills. Texties, the name of the language used when texting, is used by young Australians as they devote 30 minutes a day to reading and writing in this language. Students with lower linguistic abilities are more likely to use texties as a literacy application. This is due to its flexibility to non-conventional forms of written language.
In terms of the definition of literacy, current teachers' perspective of literacy is not meeting the demands of the 21st century. From our group data analysis, most teachers focused on the ability to read and write as comprehension and communication skills. Data collected via Bree's teacher interviews supported this idea, with all participants defining literacy as the ability to read and write. 2 out of 7 participants expanded upon their definition of literacy to include the ability to present and comprehend visuals or other forms of media. 3 out of 7 identified a relationship and need for technology within literacy. Through surveys, Brittany found that teachers identified the use of phonics in students who excelled in literacy, with 60% agreeing and 40% of teachers strongly agreeing. Furthermore, 100% of participants from this survey agreed that phonics improves literacy. However, phonics has been regarded as being traditional and is very rarely taught with students anymore. Therefore, the definition of literacy evolving is an agreeable change.
When it comes to understanding literacy within the 21st century, there needs to be a focus on comprehension. Within Bree's teacher interviews, it was found that 3 out of 7 people use symbols to help communication and expression. This means that comprehension is evolving into more than just responding to questions. Through our research, the Australian curriculum supports data with the following definition of comprehension: an active process of making, constructing, deciphering the meaning of language input through listening, reading, viewing, touching, as in braille or tactile signing, and through combinations of these modes. It involves elements of decoding, working out meaning, evaluating, and imagining. The process draws upon the learner's existing knowledge and understanding text processing strategies and capabilities. For example, making inferences or applying knowledge of text types and social and cultural resources. In Brittany's surveys, 100% of teachers agreed that reading and comprehension in any form improves literacy. Grosda used observations as her method, and she found that group-centered tasks improved comprehension by 60%, as opposed to the 40% of the class who were off-task or disengaged due to a lack of comprehension skills. Through this data, we received many strategies that can enhance comprehension, which in turn gives information about how literacy in the 21st century can be improved upon.
ICT is identified as being an area of needed growth within literacy. A majority of participants in Robert's research identified that scaffolding and modelling were the best tools for increasing student confidence. Grosda's observations further supported this idea, and Bree found that 4 out of 7 people agreed that modelling sentence, paragraph structure and scaffolds, such as point, example, elaborate, link, improve student literacy ability. However, 2 out of 7 teachers found that they were concerned that students may become too reliant on visuals and that there may be a lack of resources or appropriate visual aids. However, Brittany's surveys found the majority of students are very comfortable with the language of textese, whereas Bree also found through interviews that 3 out of 7 students used symbols to help them communicate. This use of language displays that not only ICT at school is influential, but also the ICT usage in the student's personal time.
In Australian education, it is crucial to prepare students for high literacy levels and demands of Stage 5 syllabus, ACARA 2012. Achievement in literacy in Australian education has declined across the entire distribution of schools according to the Program for International Student Assessment, Ryan 2013. Ryan 2013 further denotes that the decline in proportion of students reaching proficiency in designated Australian literacy standards proves a significant issue for students completing the high school certificate.
The school in question is Miller Technology High School, a local Department of Education school. On the image in front of us is NAPLAN data located from the My School website from 2017. The data is for Year 7 reading and writing. The overall problem being identified is a low level of literacy within Stage 5. The focus will be enhancing comprehension, ICT, and the use of prompts as an integration strategy.
From our initial question group topic, what strategies improve literacy across stages 4 and 5, we have developed the following overarching research question. How does using the Minecraft Education Edition game digital platform improve literacy across stage 5?
Through Minecraft Education Edition, students can recreate a world that they have read or heard about or have the opportunity to build on their own. It uses visual literacy, which students show preference for. It can also provide students with prompts for their own critical and creative writing tasks. Furthermore, Minecraft Education Edition addresses comprehension concerns as it can provide students with the opportunities to read a text and then create that text. This displays students' comprehension capabilities. It also utilizes problem-based learning or PBL. Students can also use their creations to write a critical and creative text where students should be highly engaged and fulfilled. Minecraft is relevant to their own lives, and this tool is an idea of the 21st century and as such can create much interest in student learning.
The following are the aims of our action research plan. 1. Does the Minecraft strategy influence student engagement? Comparison of student surveys and teacher observations with and without the use of the Minecraft Education Edition will allow us to determine what, if any, influence it has upon student engagement when undertaking literacy-based activities. 2. Does it improve student comprehension abilities? The Minecraft strategy allows for a strong emphasis to be placed on the use of visuals and reading, which is noted from our data and literature reviews to further support students' comprehension abilities. Thus, through repeated testing with and without visual stimuli and the use of varied text over a term, we will be provided with data that will allow us to determine if visuals and reading together improve students' comprehension abilities. 3. Does it improve students' critical and creative writing? Students' critical and creative writing abilities will be assessed through student artifact comparison. Artifacts in the forms of students' creative and critical writing will be collected at the beginning of the project, as well as regular intervals throughout the project and again at the end of the project, to determine if the chosen strategy did indeed improve students' critical and creative writing abilities. There are 3 anticipated outcomes of the research. 1. Sustained engagement through personal relevance. Studies have shown that when used effectively, the combination of technology with a relevant and age-appropriate resource stimulates students' curiosity and interest, as well as acting to facilitate sustained engagement and purposeful learning. Moreover, the use of Minecraft provides a personal situation and contextual factors to support autonomy, competence, and engender active deep learning. 2. Increase in comprehension abilities. As outlined by our group literature analysis, the use of visuals, PBL, creative writing, and contextualized relevant reading stimulus all have shown to increase students' abilities to interpret a variety of texts. As these 4 elements are central to the Minecraft Education Edition and our outlined literacy strategy, students will be provided with multiple means of representation, engagement, and expression, thus in turn leading to improved comprehension abilities. 3. Enhanced critical and creative thinking. Our literature and data outlined a majority of students were not confident participating in creative writing, in particular starting a piece of creative work. Thus, the use of the Minecraft Education Edition provides both initial and ongoing stimulus in the forms of visual as well as through problem-based learning, as students construct solutions in pairs. This strategy relies heavily upon creative writing, which is a powerful tool for developing students' creative and critical thinking. By providing scaffolding, positive reinforcement, and personal involvement, students' self-confidence, creativity, and critical thinking abilities can be enhanced.
Students will be placed in pairs and given a text to read that will describe a setting. The students will then draw this setting on paper and present it to the classroom. Teachers will give them a mark for creativity, critical thinking, and comprehension abilities. After they have done this, the students will complete a survey asking them about confidence levels, engagement levels, and how they found the tasks. Students will then complete the same task with a different text that will also describe a setting. The students will then recreate the setting in Minecraft using Minecraft Education Edition and present this to the class. Teachers will give the students a mark based on the same themes, and the students will complete the same survey. This will be repeated 3 times over the course of a term. This will be done across years 9 and 10 throughout English, history, and math classes. The text will correlate with each subject, and there will be 2 classes for each subject.
The ethical considerations being considered are the following: ICT safety to guarantee students use the program in the right way through teacher monitoring. Parental consent for students to use the program and be part of the research as well as why the research is being conducted. Informed consent through teachers informing students what the research is about. Avoid coercion through teachers reminding students they may remove themselves from the research at any time and their data will also be removed. Privacy/confidentiality. Students will be given an anonymous identification code so progress will be monitored without naming individual students. Minimise harm to participants. The game has been chosen because it has a rating of G. Consider vulnerable populations. Any students with known issues will be removed from the study. Provide beneficial information to the field of literacy.
And the data collection procedures will be through student pre- and post surveys using the Likert method, teacher observation, and teacher artifacts.
The project will take 15 weeks, beginning in Term 2 with the initial preparation including approval from school executives and the acquisition of funding. Teachers and students will be recruited and given time to read over consent forms and ask questions of the research project. After consent is gathered, the project will begin its data collection phase. Every 3 weeks, all participating classes will undertake reading or drawing comprehension tasks on a Tuesday and complete the Minecraft comprehension activity on a Thursday of the same week. Data analysis will then occur at the end of term. Finally, in Term 3, findings will be presented and the intervention will be reviewed and plans will be constructed for future projects.
Budget and resources also need to be thought about. The price of Minecraft Education Edition is around $10 to $30 and schools are given a discount. This can be taken out of 3 different curriculum areas of English, history and maths. The school's ICT grant will also contribute. The school laptops or computers will be used so that students do not have to bring their own devices. The library may also be used. 2 to 3 teachers from each subject will need to sign up and 2 classes from both Year 9 and 10. Texts that describe a major place or location will also need to be found and will need to correlate with the subject.
Reflecting the cyclic nature of action research, upon the completion of this project, a review of the intervention will occur between researchers and the school, including data analysis and an open dialogue of how the project could be improved, as well as what action should be now taken as a result of the project, and discussions for future plans or other projects.